the 9 most dangerous places in the world. Whether closed to the public or open to the more adventurous among us, these 9 places are the most dangerous in the world. Are you perhaps one of those crazy people who like to jump off cliffs, ride a roller coaster ride, push the accelerator to the max, or go solo in distant lands? Whether it's a natural penchant for adrenaline, an attraction to risk and novelty, or a quest for extremes to feel alive, your thirst for danger has no limit. We've got you covered. Did you know that our planet is full of dangerous places that will perfectly satisfy your insatiable need for dopamine? More or less accessible, they will awaken your cravings for thrills. To all those who have a fragile stomach, dizziness, fear of speed, or a particular taste for routine, it is better to go your way. Discover 9 of the most dangerous places in the world. 1. Mount Hua in China. His sacred Chinese mountain is systematically included in the list of the most dangerous places in the world. Leave the urban madness of the great Chinese megalopolises to reach the mythical sides of this sharp and sacred mountain. Do you see the microscopic paths carved into the cliff? Those miserable wooden planks strewn with branches that serve as hiking trails. Are we talking about these installations feverishly suspended at an altitude of more than 2,000 meters? These stairs, carved in the rock, entirely vertical. Well, it's over there. Of course, if you survive this climb of a few hours, you will have seen landscapes and had the right to absolutely unique panoramas. 2. The Devil's Pool in Zimbabwe. If splashing in a municipal pool bores you, take a dip in the scariest pool in the world. Our second dangerous place is at the top of Victoria Falls, on the border of Zimbabwe and Zambia. This is the Devil's Pool, which brings you to the edge of a precipice over 100 meters high. Admittedly, it is high, but it is above all torrential. The volume of water can climb in the blink of an eye and potentially lead you into a fatal plunge. 3. The Route of the Umas in Bolivia. Alias the Death Road, at least, no doubt that it is one of the most dangerous places in the world. The idea? Cycle down an extremely vertiginous path for 3 hours, carved out of the Bolivian cliffs. You start at 4,750 meters above sea level and finish at 1,200 meters. Then you go from 5 to 25 degrees. Then you go at 70 km per hour. The trail is just over 3 meters long. Below, the clouds cover the valley and the mist sometimes blocks the landscape. The road turns, narrows, the indentations, and the wet ground surprise you. You brush up against emptiness, try to keep control of your handlebars while your fingers are chilled, and above all, you have to stay focused at all times. A second of inattention and you dive in, joining thousands of daredevils who haven't had a second chance. 4. The Gateway to Hell in Turkmenistan. This small landlocked republic in Central Asia is known for its incredible gas crater located near the village of Darvaza. It is one of the dangerous and fascinating places at the same time. Indeed, it is a crater, constantly spitting fire, placed in the middle of the desert. The light emanating from it is so vivid that this door to hell can be seen from miles away. If you get too close to the incandescent precipice, before you die charred at the bottom of the hole because the sand will be crumbling under your feet, it will perhaps be a gust of hot wind that will have burnt you on the spot. But if your guide, no, we're not going there alone, is skilled enough to get you a little closer to the crater, you'll be stunned by the tireless licking flames. The rock, by the thud at the bottom of the hole, and by the smell of sulfur. 5. Queimada Grande Island in Brazil. It will take strong nerves to enter this frightening and very inhospitable place. Welcome, or not, to Queimada Grande Island. This little green setting, peacefully set off the Brazilian coast, is indeed one of the most dangerous places in the world. She is literally invaded by snakes. But not harmless snakes. No, no. It is infested with Jararaca ilhoa, the most poisonous viper in the world. One bite and an hour later you are no longer of this world. The venom of these snakes is quite capable of dissolving human flesh. In addition, with a density of 1 snake per square meter, do not expect to go through a head-to-head with a Jararaca ilhoa. So let's be clear, unless you are a world-renowned biologist or scientist, you will never be allowed to put a toe on this island. 6. The Karibolten in Norway. Climb onto a rock suspended almost by magic above a bottomless fjord. Normal. The Kerrig Rock is an emblem of Norway, but also one of the dangerous places on our list. Before getting there, you must first experience a tough hike. From the start, you have to climb the rocks, sometimes in the company of drizzle or snow, making the walls particularly slippery. At the end of the path, the famous Kerrig Rock. Barely taller than you, this stone is just wedged between two cliffs. On the left, a waterfall. On the right, a breathtaking natural fjord that slides to the horizon. Below, emptiness, emptiness, emptiness. Such is the tradition among the most daring. Climb this ridiculous rock and stay suspended in nothingness, with certainly a spectacular landscape as a backdrop. 7. Lake Natron in Tanzania. It is pink. It hovers in the heart of one of the most beautiful nature reserves in the world, but it is a veritable ornithological cemetery. Lake Natron in Tanzania is one of the most dangerous places in the world for humans and animals. Only 3 species can survive there. Why? Because this lake has the particularity of being salty and extremely alkaline. Its pH is almost equivalent to that of ammonia. At the slightest touch, water inflicts excruciating pain and literally petrifies bodies. This is why, when the level drops, we can observe the corpses of calcified birds, frozen in time and in the smallest details. Not to mention the unbearable smells of sulfur that emanate constantly. So who's hot for a swim? 8. Death Valley in United States. The American West is a top destination for road trip buffs. Each year, many travelers tread its almost lunar landscapes and its monumental geological formations. We do not imagine that it is among the dangerous places on the planet. However, even if the Valley of Death appears on the classic routes, keep in mind that its name is no accident. It still owes this morbid name to its particularly inhospitable characteristics for humans and most animal species. This desert valley holds the record for the highest temperature ever recorded on Earth, nearly 57 degrees. So who's up for stopping by the side of the road and taking a quick digestive stroll in the oven corridor? 9. Yakutsk, Siberia in Russia. Now here is the coldest city in the world. Suffice to say that we are not going there for a honeymoon or a relaxing vacation. As soon as you step outside the plane, you are greeted by a minus 50-degree thermometer. In fact, just imagine a whole world built in your freezer. Even worse, the air burns, the cold cuts, the jaws freeze, the entire landscape is frozen in ice. Nothing is buried because of a frozen ground up to 250 meters deep. Nonetheless, if you are a tad agoraphobic, preparing for Everest, or passionate about unspoiled landscapes, no doubt you will love this last of dangerous places. If you love these places, don't forget to leave a comment of your favorite place and like this video.